Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at a Cutterex heavy-duty shark knife, item CTT CK2000 from Cutterex. Sharp, strong, durable blade made from Japanese SK5 steel. Quick thumb screw opening enable one-handed operation. Integrated blade holder for easy blade replacement. Magnetic blade holder and magnetic magazine. Always hold blade while it's closing and locking. Streamlined for comfort and grip. Strong holster and belt clip. Copper thumb wheel, and it comes with 10 blades, and they are in fact in there. I did not remove them. Then it gives some examples of how you might use this, the interiors, as well as how to carry it, wear it on your belt. That's how they have it hanging off your pocket. I think it would be better to hang off a belt, personally. The shark knife is perfect for cutting carpet, vinyl, drywall, and many other flooring and roofing materials. Its success factors include unique form-fitting ergonomics, superbly thought-out functionality, and last but not least, the superior quality and award-winning design, including the magnet underblade holder and magazine. Accepts most utility blades and hook blades. Thumb wheel for quick and easy change of the blades. Quick opening with one hand. Easy access, extra blades. All right, so we're not going to read the rest of that. So here is the knife in question. And it is a kind of a big boxy sheath. Okay, there's no question to that. It's a big boxy sheath, but because it's the same profile in both directions, it can be used either right-handed or left-handed. There is no weep hole, which could be, but this is not really designed as an outdoor knife. This is designed as a work knife, so maybe that's not an issue. And if it is an issue, it's really darn simple issue that can be solved with a hand drill. It's a snug fit, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because and this has the option of putting on a belt and taking it off without having to remove your belt, which is nice. And it's a good thing because this blade doesn't retract, which means it is always out, which means it's always dangerous. But it does in fact look like a shark. Isn't that just too damn cool? I saw this online, and I absolutely fell in love with the thing. I'm like, I have to own one of these. It's an aluminum construction, very, very comfortable. I have hands that are on the smaller side. I wear a medium glove, and even with that, because of the shape, it's easy for a person with smaller hands can just pull back a little bit, and you still have quite comfortable. A person with larger hands would simply be pulling up further than I am. Big, chunky copper wheel. Interestingly, copper is actually antimicrobial. I have no idea if that was part of their design, but it's a thing. And it holds a utility blade quite firmly, and it is out there for everything. This is a heavy-duty utility knife. You are not going to have to worry if you put pressure on this, the blade snapping back in because you've overcome the locking mechanism, because there is no locking mechanism. The blade's always out. I grab this thing when I want to do some work, and I don't want to have to worry about having the blade come in and out. For example, quite recently I made some modifications to my door frame by putting in some steel plates instead of the brass ones, and I had to make some cuts because they were larger, so I had to widen the amount of wood that had to be taken out of the door. So I used this to get in there, and so I could make nice, clean, controlled cuts that I could then use as a starting edge for my chisel. I prefer to score things before I chisel them. I find that I get a better result that way. And this was perfect for that. And I did make sure that I made my wife well aware that my shark knife is out. Please be aware the knife doesn't retract. And again, Cutterex, big wheel on there. So we're going to undo the big wheel. Here we go. And here we go with comes to more than a 90-degree opening. And here we have the blade, which has a nice neodymium magnet, something I really, really appreciate. And you got a 2-position option, because all utility knives have that 2-position option, because it's got the 2 notches in there. And I've been keeping it in the further one out, because this is the knife I grab when I want a bit more effort and I want more cutting edge. And this is the first utility knife I have ever encountered that stores blades vertically. Not vertically at the moment, because there's only one of them, but you can store blades vertically in the handle, because there is just so much room in here. That is awesome. I saw that, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'd never seen a utility knife that had so much space in it that you could store a utility knife vertically, except here. And there's a magnet, which I also think is really cool, because if you've got multiple blades in there, say you've got 5 or 6 blades in there, when you open this, you don't have to worry about them falling out, which is great. It is a beautiful design. That is something that I think, again, more manufacturers should do. In fact, I just today reviewed a Uline utility knife that didn't have a neodymium magnet for the blade holder. And I was baffled by that, because they're not that expensive, and they give such a greater degree of utility. So we're going to close it back up, and then we're going to just boop, boop, boop. Now, if you were going to use this as a on-the-job, and I'm right-handed, so I'd have this on my right side. If I were going to be on the job, that's as far as I'd put that in. I wouldn't go all the way in. It's perfectly safe. Literally, it's not going to fall out. I could sit down. This is not going to slide out on me. But because I've only gone about halfway in, getting it out is much easier, as opposed to going all the way in, which makes it quite firmly set. For example, say you're doing boxing at a warehouse, or you're a stalker at a store, and at a grocery store. You're doing a night shift at at a place someplace. Having the ability to go only in that far, then go, and there you have your knife, and then and that's not going to put so much pressure on it. You're going to be shoving your pants down your legs. And if you go all the way in, which is super secure, and it leaves very little sticking out of the sheath, it also takes a bit of effort to get that out, and it's a long draw. This is going to wear in a little, I freely admit, but it's awesome. It really, really is. I'm just thrilled with this knife. I'm so glad that it's in my collection, and it's shaped like a shark. That is so cool. So this has been the Cutterex shark knife. I firmly and thoroughly encourage people to get one of these things, because it's just so darn cool. And with this unique storage, nice opening, no tools required, good ergonomics, this is a win-win if you need a heavy-duty utility knife. It just really is. In my book, it's the best heavy-duty utility knife I've ever seen.